will go in the order I see you. And I'm sure you'll jump squares again. And you're going to tell us a little bit about yourself, what name you go by. You know, I want something besides just DC. I want to know city and state, even though I have a list. But I want to know who you are, what you do, and just a little bit about yourself, especially for the ones we've got new people since last time. So that way y'all can get to know each other, especially before you go into your groups, because we're going to have a group, 3 different groups where you go in and you're going to work together. So go ahead. Anybody want to go first, or you want me to go in my order I see you? Okay, we'll go in the order I see you. Then you are very quiet. I think most of you are on mute. You can take off mute. I want to hear your voices. It's okay. Almost all of you are on mute. What's up with that? Yeah, Juan, you're on mute.
There.
Yeah, some of y'all got people fussing at you in the background like you did last time. Okay, so
No.
Somebody come in there and have a kid walk by or a spouse walk by like we did last time. Or for those of you that are at work, one of my old students pop by and stick their head in. It'll happen probably. So Marcelo, do you want to go first, dear? You're the first one I see in my squares.
Okay, well, you probably remember me by Pedro, but I don't like Pedro. And so I've tried many times to change it, but it didn't work. So this time, I just want to put it out there. I kind of miss you. You know, I was supposed to come and see you last year, but it didn't work out. And I'm here now. And
I'm glad you're here now.
Me too. So I'm from District Council 46, Local 1891 from Woodbridge, Ontario. And I'm glad to be back. I hope to learn a little bit more this time around. And I've been doing okay. You know, I've learned a lot from you, especially, and a lot from other instructors. So I've managed to get by and learn every day something new.
Oh, that's awesome. So have you been teaching much since last time I saw you?
Yeah, actually quite a bit. Not only I teach my program, the finishers, but I also teach working at heights, the refresher, WMIS, all kinds of different other courses, the in-house and workers. So it's been a good ride.
This good.
Yeah, 6 years here at IFSDC. So I'm very proud to be part of this amazing group of people, and we're helping a lot, and we're making sure everybody gets the skills they need, and also you know, their health and safety to put them out to work. So
yeah, I'm glad you came back. Maybe one time, if all works well in the world, I hope sometime near future, we'll actually sometime go back to the classroom so y'all can really present. That's the plan. Hopefully we'll stick with it. I know somebody changes our plan out of our control quite often. So that's the plan right now, that we will get back to FTI and we will do probably not as many days, but have a couple of days where everybody can present. That's our plan. I hope we stick to it. But you know, somebody's been messing up our plans in the past year and a half really badly. They keep messing us up. I don't like this. I like keeping my plans going. How about sir with the beard that wants to put braids?
Jason's fine. Jason King, that's my full name. District Council 77. I'm out of Atlanta, local 1940. Still in the field. Just got off work a little while ago. Been teaching a little bit. We hold class once a week. So I don't think school ever stopped here for us. It may be for a couple months, but I'm in Georgia. So, you know, we're not a mandatory mask state, but even though we do wear a mask on site.
Yeah.
Learned a lot from teaching techniques 1, you know, just from being able to handle the different diversity of students that I have. You know, y'all been incredible. I just got my OSHA 510 via Zoom.
Woo.
Yeah, so that was difficult. you know, for a week of Zoom. So no, I look forward to learning more and, you know, keep this thing going.
Awesome. Now we've switched to Peter. You're in my next square.
Good afternoon, guys. So my name is Peter Poppick. I'm from District Council 46, as well as Marcelo is. He's only 4 offices away from me.
Hey, Pete.
I was waiting to see if he was going to share that with you, but I'll share it with you. So, I was down there with you, Nicole, or I should say, well, Nicole and Michelle, back in 2019 in March. And our DOT was trying to get me down there as well with Marcelo. But anyway, you know, everything went sideways last year. Couldn't get down to see you. But we're teaching. I co-teach with Marcelo. We teach the same course, the finishing course here at STC. We haven't really stopped. We stopped a bit. We didn't have any apprentices, but we're back on track. And we got all our safety protocols in good stride, and we're going forward. Things are good. I learned a lot from TT1, and I'm looking forward to doing TT2 as well.
Excellent. Now we have Eduardo. Hello.
Yes. Hi, how are
Your
you?
turn.
Ed Bracamonte. I'm from District Council 1N in Michigan. My full-time job is I work for the District Council as an organizer. And I've been working for them for just 2 years. And I worked on the field for almost 35 years before that. So I got a little bit experience. I've been teaching for almost 3 years, just a part-time. We have teach on Zoom for a little while, you know, because of the COVID. So we did a few classes on Zoom, and that was working really good for us, you know, because we were able to teach some of the PowerPoints on. And now we're in person, you know, but we're still trying to keep everybody, you know, social distance, you know, to make sure we don't get any problems, you know, on the class and on the training centers. So I'm glad that, you know, we're back, you know, trying to get the students going, plus getting credits for them, you know, and so, you know, I'm excited to do teaching techniques too now too. That kind of worked out for me, the first one, you know, but there's always something new to learn. So I'm looking forward. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad you're back too. How about Bob? You're on mute. Your turn.
Hi, Bob Bobckman, DC4, Buffalo, New York. I'm in Local 43, drywall finisher by trade. I came in last year as the instructor for the drywall finishing apprenticeship program. I then became the coordinator of training and apprenticeship. Since then, I'm almost a year now in that position, and look forward to taking this class for the next few days.
Awesome. How about next? It says, let me see who is next. Ryan is next.
Hey guys, Ryan Kent. I'm out of DC 57, Local 6, that's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was a bridge painter for about 10 years, then came on staff here about 2 years ago as an organizer. And then as of today at about 10 o'clock, I'm now on the training staff. It was
Excellent.
unbeknownst to me, but I found that out today at break time that I was moved to training. So I'm excited about that. That's why I initially came on staff here, or so I thought. And I've been doing some lift trainings. Looking forward to doing some telehandler, forklift training here soon. Next week, I got to do the C3, get a 90 so I can start doing the C3 classes. So I got a lot on the plate. I've had our industrial guys here for, I don't know, a month or so, and I've been helping out with that when I can, the blasting and rigging and spraying.
Excellent. Congratulations, though.
I'm excited to be training.
Yeah, congratulations. That was perfect timing. So
Yeah.
we could talk about it. You just got it.
Yep.
And now I see, looks like Brandon in my square.
Hi guys, my name's Brandon Ziegler. I'm here with Thaddeus and Ryan at DC 57 in Pittsburgh. I'm the full-time painting instructor here. Been doing a little bit of classes. We do what's called block training during the week. Last week was our first class for this semester, and if it wasn't for this, I'd be teaching right now. So I'm happy to have a little break from them.
I was going to say, should I say sorry or I should
No.
say welcome?
I think I'm getting gray hair on the side here.
I think students do that to us. I really do.
They do.
Not children. I don't have children, but I've heard that's what they do.
Well, my daughter might have a part in that gray hair, but I'll blame it on the students here.
That's easier. Much safer that way too.
Yes.
How about you, Juan? You're gonna have to unmute us so I can talk to you.
There you go. I found it. My name is Juan. I go by Juan. I'm from, I'm here at Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm a local 47. I'm a drywall finisher by trade. I'm still in the field. You know, I'm just starting to this little training thing, teaching here and there. Over here is pretty slow. You know, they're a little bit more strict over here. What else can I say? Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, we'll take it. We're gonna have to wake Thad up. Your turn, Thad. Wake him up.
I'm not sleeping.
I couldn't blame you if you were, because
I'm not. My name's Thaddeus. I'm from District Council 57 in Pittsburgh, PA. I'm the glazing coordinator here. Came on staff last May when all the COVID stuff was going on hot and heavy. So I've been kind of just instructing glazer apprentices since then. I have done CPR first aid training, a couple classes by myself actually since the first teaching tech course I did.
Sorry.
I was in a field for 20 years and I just getting my feet wet here. So.
Well, that's awesome. You're bringing a lot of experience to the table, so that's good.
Hopefully.
Watch out for that. He's a bad character. You gotta watch him.
Who said that?
Oh, look who's up there. That is not Jason. Where'd you pop in out there?
I just had to give you a hard time.
That's okay. I like seeing you. It's fine. Wasn't it Thad that's mean? Isn't Thad the mean one?
Yes. Yes, I'm the mean one. Yep.
Not the scary one.
I'll admit it. First step's admittance.
Hey, whatever works. I'm not saying a word.
Frankie said you're a big teddy bear.
Who said that?
Hey, the phone ring. Hey.
What was that?
I don't know.
Was that Frankie back there?
That had to be Frankie.
What was that? Now, look, Ray looks so sweet and quiet over there. His turn. Look at him being so sweet.
Ray Spaccaforno, Apprenticeship Training Coordinator out of District Council 4. I'm in Central New York. I'm not with Bobckman there, so our offices aren't like right down the hall from each other. Got about 4 hours of drive time in between, but came out of the Glazers Local 677 in Binghamton. Took the apprenticeship coordinator job about a year ago. So Bob and I are fairly new. Getting used to online learning, not my forte, but I'm getting there. Since Comrade Cuomo had us all locked down here, we've been doing the best we can. But we've been starting to open back up. Weather's starting to warm up a little bit, so we're looking forward to getting going again here. And that's about all I got.
Cool. I mean, that's a lot. Now, let's see. Donald.
I'm just happy to see Thad's happy face hanging out here again. Missed him from the last session. One of my fellow Glazers. My name's Donald. I'm Donald Lush. I'm a business rep out of District Council 46, representing Glazers, a local 1819. I'm actually glad to see one of my 1891 brothers in our area here. He wasn't here with us last time. We traded out a glazer and apparently we got a drywall finisher, so I'm okay with that for today. Business rep for the last almost 9 years. From there, I was 20 years on the tools as architectural glass and metal technician here in Toronto, and haven't done much training lately. Still working my way through it. I'm basically setting up to be a backup for any of the health and safeties that are coming here out of Toronto, out of our training center at FTI, Ontario.
Cool. I think that's everybody. Somehow that jumped down to my bottom row, unless he wants to go again. I don't know, but I think he's already told us.
I'll pass.
You look like the Brady Bunch in there, except for minus the girls. I feel like I'm in all those little squares, the little Brady Bunch squares. We are going to, not first thing, I know you're going to be very excited about this. Hopefully everybody has their cell phone, because once we start, we are going to play a Kahoots game to see what you remember from Teaching Tech 1, which I'm sure for those of you that haven't been here since 2019, that will be no problem. No problem whatsoever. You'll remember everything. Probably some of you that were just here in January might not remember what we talked about. Okay.
Who are you?
Yes, exactly. Thanks. My hair's a little shorter. I still look purple or blue, and I look like I have orange hair on here. I love how beautiful I look on the camera. I'm ready to get back in the classroom. Oh, and I'm echoing somebody. I get to hear myself twice. That's dramatic. So now, oh crap. Why am I going to, hello? That's terrible. Perfect, it stopped. Okay. Which one of you are doing that? Which one of your computers is doing that, you little angels? Is Frankie doing something? You're on mute, so I can't blame him. We are going to go into Teaching Tech 2. Jason just looks guilty. He's on mute, but he just looks guilty. He always looks guilty. What's up with it? Well, you know, Thad's the bad one, so God knows what he's doing right now.
That's Frankie Jones. That's Frankie Jones in the background, probably instigating.
Well, you know, he is a little bit of a troublemaker. He looks all sweet and innocent, but he's not.
At all.
He looks all sweet. I know how you are. So we're going to, I'm going to make sure you can see my slide. I'm going to start sharing. Let's hope it works better than it did last time. We know how that went last time. I could always hope. Okay, can you see? Looks like PowerPoint. Can y'all see that?
I don't see anything.
You don't see it? Oh gosh, there's trouble too. We were just discussing trouble, and there's another one, my little angels. Oh my goodness. Trouble. Can y'all see teaching techniques? Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Awesome. That's better than last time. You know how it went last time. So we're going to teaching techniques, train the trainer 2. Hopefully you're all in the right place. And you don't need to know the FTI's mission. You have that in your little book. The overview, that's in your book. So in this course, you're going to learn about instructional design models, developing a detailed training plan, instructional design, active training methods, technology for designing and implementing training, assessment and evaluation methods, and advanced training and presentation skills. You're going to learn a lot this time. Hopefully you learned a lot last time. Now, first, this is just a little icebreaker. I don't know if we should skip it or not, but when we're in the classroom, you all have little name tags, little name plates, and we talk about what you associate with. And I know that sounds silly, but which one of these shapes you associate yourself with, which one you would, like one you're drawn to more than the other. So we'll just do that quickly. How many people were, when you first look, let me see if I can make you bigger so I can see everybody. Gonna be pointless if I can't see you all. Let me get you a little bit bigger. There we go. I think I see you all now. One. Yeah, there's all of you. Is somebody already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, perfect. Okay, how many of you would the first, you see your little squigglies, your square, your circle, your triangle? This is silly, but how many of you associate with the triangle? Is there any certain reason? Y'all want to share that? One of you? Anybody?
Circle?
For me, it would be the base is stronger than the top.
Perfect.
The
See,
foundation is stronger than the top.
Eduardo, any reason why you would go with the triangle?
You know, the only thing I can say is because on the training center, I like to build, you know, some of the offices that we work on. You know, I like to do a lot of upside angles, you know, or some of the walls on different degrees. So I kind of like that. You know, that's the only reason. Yes.
Yeah. And how about Bob? I think Bob raised his hand too.
No particular reason, just drawn to it.
And okay, that's the start then. And let's go with how many people were drawn to the circle. Okay, so that's my first whole line right here. That's hilarious. Marcella, why were you?
No, I see a circle. I just don't see a start and finish. It just keeps going around.
Exactly. That's
Every
good.
day it's a new circle.
Continuous. How about Peter?
Same kind of idea. No beginning, no end.
How about Ryan?
I think I like to think of myself as well-rounded. I know a little bit about a lot, so I don't know. I like circles.
And how about Ray?
Yep, same thing they were saying. It's like a circle's infinite, it's timeless, like me.
Jason, did you like the circle or were you just in, it's like you, or were you pushing toward a different one? I couldn't tell if you were.
I was pretty envious of the square because my building has about 30 corners inside and out on it that I'm working on now.
Cool. So the square. Anybody else want a square? How about you, Thad? Why square?
I don't know. It's just like symmetrical. It just looks tough. I don't know. Just looks.
So anybody else square or the rest of you squigglies?
Hey, the phone ring. Hey.
Hey,
Who would be squiggly?
I would be squiggly. I'm all over the place.
Is that your signature?
Hey, that is close to my signature. Don't be touching. Oh, there's my dog. Because I said, hey. He's like, hey, somebody's here. But yeah, I'm squiggly. I am all over the place. I'm not even ashamed. And one of the key things why we do that is that is a strong example, even like we talked last time, of how we're all so different. We can be looking at the exact same thing, but all of us associate differently. Some of us have more pull toward different things. Some of us have one reason for choosing it, a different reason. So that shows you right there how we're all so different. Nobody, I mean, when I show you a picture, I really like while we're in class to show you those pictures where pictures are hidden inside of pictures, that everybody sees something different. It's sort of like if you go to the psychiatrist and you see those little blobs, and those blobs, I just see blobs. But if you see the pictures hidden in the pictures, some people see different things, or some people may call them different things. So that's why I just like to do that. So you'll see we're all so different and we come up with different explanations. We're going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Very exciting. 1 to 4 every day. I think that's what it's supposed to be. If there's some special circumstances why you're going to be gone a little bit, if you tell me ahead of time, that's fine. If it's just you're tired of seeing us, that's not going to work out for you. You have to be stuck with us because we're awesome. Here's the book. All of you have access to that now. You know you'll have some little chapters. And for those of you that were in Teach and Tech 1, you know I don't lose my mind or go crazy and make and put you on the spot really bad. We just do a little class discussion. Also, I just thought about it. For those of you that haven't been here since 2019, we have been getting on the Instructors Lounge and just putting some information on there. And that's actually on the LMS. So we will have to set you up with the Instructor Lounge. You just sign up. Are you on it yet, Peter?
Pardon me?
Or is there some of you that aren't on the Instructor Lounge?
Oh, no, I don't think I'm on it.
I think Marcelo, I think that's the only two that aren't on it. So you just go into the LMS to click on the Instructors Lounge and you ask to join it, and they should have let you join by tomorrow.
Okay.
So if y'all will do that, that'll be part of your homework assignment. Yay.
Okay.
If you need help with before we get off, I'll show you where it is and all of that. So I don't want to make it difficult for you. So we will be reading a couple of chapters. Class expectations, of course, we talked about that last time. That is extremely important to tell your students what you expect of them at the first, so there'll be no questions. Of course, it's a lot different than when we're in class, because now we can say no cell phones. Well, I don't know if you have your cell phone unless you're looking down the whole time playing on it. I won't know. So if you need to have your phone, try to have it to silent if possible. That would be awesome. And I'd like for you to contribute, talk while we're doing group activities. And I just want you to feel like you're part of it, especially since we're not in class, so we can get to know each other. You can have some people to talk to. If you need information when we get out of class, you'll have to set up network. It is easier to network when we're all there together, but we can still network when we're in virtual. It's just a new world. We're all, believe me, we're all learning to handle it too. So now day one, that just tells you what to expect on day one, day two, day three. You're welcome to read that, but it's in your book too. And at the end of today, and you know, same as Teaching Tech 1, we may switch around a little bit. We may not, we may do something on the next day. We may get done quicker and start on day two. It just depends. Everything goes differently with every class. But at the end of this PowerPoint, you should be able to identify the 3 examples with their common components of an instructional design model, analyze the ADDIE model for instructional design and apply it to a design of training, identify the purpose of TNA, which is training needs assessment, and develop a needs assessment in the area of your trade to identify current training needs. Now, you'll also be able to recognize and differentiate goals, objectives, and learning outcomes, identify the components of learning objectives and why they're important in their learning domain, and prepare and present icebreakers activities throughout the day. We may switch that up a little bit. I haven't decided yet. And identify the components of an instructional plan and how to use this to plan training. Well, since it was for participant icebreakers, you would do an icebreaker, like we'd have one in the morning, one before lunch, one after lunch, and one right before the days ended. But because we don't have that advantage of being there, I want you to go out and find an icebreaker, not right now, but that will be, if we have some time, I'll let you have time to do it before we leave today. But go out and find an icebreaker. And some of you we might share with the class, but I want everybody to go into the Instructors Lounge when everybody's available to. And you're going to put in there what icebreaker you found. And it can be even one you already use. So for the icebreaker for this morning, it was introducing ourselves. The next icebreaker we did was the shapes. So if you have something, an energizer or an icebreaker that you really like to use, you can put that in the Instructors Lounge. Now, a few of you want to really think it's great and you want to do it with the class, that's fine. If it's something that'll work well for virtual, but I definitely want you to go out and find a good icebreaker and put it in the Instructors Lounge. And I'll make sure the ones of you that haven't got on there yet know how to get on. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how training's going to go, so I hate to break up that much training with 10 icebreakers when we're only here for 3 days. But if some of you really like it and you want to do one, we could have a couple during the time we're here together. For the final project, this is the final project. We will, when we get back to FTI. And that just tells you it's in your book so you can look over what we'll expect from you when we go back into the classroom. But for right now, what we're going to, I'm not going to do that yet. What we're going to do is at the end of Thursday, you're going to do a five-minute presentation. And some of you already talked about it. We talked about it in class. I want you to do a presentation on what COVID has meant to you, what changes it has caused. So some of you have already talked about it. So it'll be easy for you to do just a little presentation and tell me, you can tell some things that it's changed for you, how it's changed your training, how it's affected home life, all of those. I want to get an idea of what you think about COVID, anything you want to talk about in that area. That'll be your time, the last day on Thursday, right before we get off. We'll do the surveys right before we finish for the day, because then you'll get credit for the class. But everybody needs to be able to get on the LMS. So if you can't, please tell me. The Instructors Lounge is on the LMS, and that's where we do the survey. Everybody okay with that? Y'all live? I can see your little heads not bobbing or bobbing. Okay. So here goes. You'll need a cell phone. That's going to be exciting. So if you go to Kahoot, 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 let me show you. This will be our Kahoot. So if you go to Kahoot on your cell phone, let me log in. There I am. And let me open I'll put it over on the other screen in just a second. Can you see it, or do you still just see the big word Kahoot? Which thing do you see? Do you see a kitty cat?
Yeah. Cat with a bunch of questions.
Okay, so here are our questions. Let me see, play. We're going to, for self-paced learning, play a live game together with learners over video. Okay, there we go. So when you go to Kahoot, and you put in kahoot.com, see where it says join at www.kahoot. Oh, I'm sorry, it's .it. Kahoot.it. You do not need to download the app unless you want to. And this will be the game pin for when you set it up. So on your cell phone, if there's some of you that are having problems, that you have people that can help you in the same building, y'all can help each other. But this is a refresher to see what you learned. Oh, there's Donald. So I'll see you when you pop on. Woo!
So Michelle.
Yes.
I have it on my phone, but this is what popped up.
Oh, I can't see. As the force, you'll need to put in the 4762101. Did anybody have it up that they can see? Is there a place where you can put that in where you play?
I'm
in.
I'm in.
I'm having a tough time too.
So if you go to www.kahoot.it, and then you don't need to download the app unless you want to. It should ask you for a game pin. Did you find it, Marcelo?
The Kahoot enter pin. I'm just about to enter the pin.
Okay, perfect. Tell me if anybody's having problems, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you.
Got it.
Now I should have 8 of you here in a moment. Oh, there he is. Anybody else having problems?
I've got, it says, okay, go. So
Did you put in the 4762101?
Yep.
Okay. Then you should be coming up too. Did you hit go? Oh, there you are. I hear your music playing. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oop. 1, 2. Oop. Somebody keeps jumping around. Anybody having problems?
Yeah, I am.
What's wrong? What's it doing?
I don't know. I just can't say it.
Oh, put in just the www.kahoot.it. Did you do that? I lied. I said com. It wasn't. I'm sorry. And you don't need to download the app unless you just want to, because it's going to try to get you to download the app. And you can even do it on your computer too, if it's easier for you.
It's bringing it up now.
Cool.
All right, game pin. Got it.
Okay. Is everybody else on? Everybody else on? Y'all are so quiet today. What's up with y'all? Juan, thank you, Juan. At least you're shaking your head at me. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for contributing your head shaking. Now, is everybody on?
Yes.
Yeah, Jason, that's a little bit much on your head shaking. You look like a bobblehead. Okay, so you will have to answer as fast as you can, because you also get points for how fast you answer the question. And if you guess wrong, that's fine. I'm sure you're going to remember every single one of these. Are y'all ready? I'll take that as a yes. Teaching Techniques 1. Some of you, it says book review, and you didn't even have a book. You'll be fine. Here we go. Which is a learning style? Visual, cell phone, physiological, emotional. That may be psychological, sorry. One of you did cell phone. Y'all are so cute. So next, that's your really next. Okay. Up, Donald's beating y'all so far. Here we
For
go.
the words to come up on my phone, but it's just like colored squares. You have to look at the computer screen.
Oh, really? It doesn't
Yeah.
have words on there? Well, that stinks. I was looking at it, started. Okay, so next. True or false? All students learn the same.
Oh,
Oh, man. 2 of you, really? You know
I'll be
y'all.
honest. I hit true at first, but I meant to hit false. That's why I said, oh.
Me too.
You didn't have to feel on yourself.
But it says correct on my phone, so.
Hey, well, nice, good phone. Donald's still beating y'all. Y'all need to kick it up a notch. He's
My
fat.
internet's slower.
That could be why. So next, which is not a learning style?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all are really sure about that kinesthetic. Remember, that's hands-on.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
They should have said hands on. What's these big words about?
Hey, you got that like big words. Hello.
There's something wrong with the screen on my phone. That's the problem.
Ah, okay. Donald's still kicking your butts. Y'all better.
Donald's on fire.
Bob's coming up. Come on.
Who's cheating?
Training adults is the same as training children. It feels like it. Feels like it. Y'all determine what you think. There we go. Thank goodness we all got something right. I must have my music turned off mine, which is okay. Next. Oh, Donald's still beating y'all. Bob's on fire. Look, he's got a flame beside of him. He's on fire. Next, traditionalist and maturist.
What?
I'm gonna guess on this one.
Now that would be like the older ones. Awesome. Yeah, because older people respect authorities. Some, maybe not, but in the whole. Let's go next. Here we go. We're switching up a little. Which isn't a type of diversity? Y'all better know this one. I know somebody's going to change. Somebody's not going to get this right. Just for the, I knew it. Shoe size. What? Let me guess. You hit the wrong button again.
I got it correct. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Donald's still killing it. Okay, here we go. Which is not a reason for objectives? Scratching my dog while y'all are thinking. Tells when we will have lunch. That's a good one. You are getting there. I'm sure some of you are still hitting the wrong button. It's okay. It's okay. Donald's still kicking. Oh, Bob is getting close now. Bob is getting close. True or false? Y'all are so good at. If your student is drunk at work, do you just ignore them? Thank goodness. Hey, we're all on the same page. I am so happy. Yeah, just leave them back there drunk. They'll pass out eventually. They're good. Okay, here we go. What is used to help students feel at ease? Oh, Thad, you should get this one. Makes them feel at ease. What do you do to make them feel at ease?
I like to give them candy.
Right.
I figured you'd be screaming at them.
Yeah.
It's like, man, up. Bob went downhill. Okay, here
Bob
we
gave
go.
him candy.
Bob's eating candy right now. You should yell at your students daily.
That's true.
I knew you'd say that. Always.
Only if they need it.
Exactly.
I always yell at mine.
Okay, here we go. Donald's still crushing it. True or false? Sexual harassment class would have non-measurable objectives. Hopefully y'all remember this. If not,
I think I just ruined my chances.
oh no. You were close. Well, not very close.
Ooh.
Sexual harassment is non-measurable because y'all say what wants to be heard on the test. It's measured as proof later. Here we go.
There went my score. Oh.
Oh, now
Ryan
Ryan's
moving up.
Ryan's coming. I said coming, so now the dog's barking again. He's not here, baby. It's okay.
Don't get cocky, Ryan.
I'm gonna miss this one.
I don't know why it says it, but in teaching tech, we covered. Oh Lord. In teaching tech, we covered question mark. That's not even readable.
Why is Spider-Man on there?
I'm really not sure about that. Maybe I was hoping y'all had a spidey sense or something. Hey, we could have talked about world peace, everything you will ever need to know.
And how to fix your car. Yeah.
How to fix your car. I can tell you, I'm not saying it's ever going to work. Here we go. Techniques for helping students cope with difficulty. Short temper, lack of patience, unrealistic goals. I made these easy for you, except for the last one. I don't know what that was. Oh, I'm so proud of y'all. That was awesome.
I wanted to get that wrong.
I figured you did, perhaps. Next, we're getting close. Which of these terms relates specifically to teaching adults? There's the big words again, Thad.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, this is like true false.
Not 50-50. Think of adults and hey, y'all. Pedagogy and I know it's big words. Incorrect. Hey, you were close. Okay. In which way is teaching adults different from other teachers?
I hit the wrong button.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh man.
Oh, never mind. I'm good. I thought I hit the wrong one. I thought I hit the blue one.
Say you're good. So it's different. In which way is teaching adults different from other teachers? You should say teachers of children. Maybe that make it easier to understand.
Coming for you, Bob.
Generational differences can create conflicts in values between journeymen and apprentices. I don't know why we have a drone on there. That drone goes right there with. Hey, y'all were close. Somebody hit the wrong button. It's okay. Donald's still. Oh, Brian's getting close, man. You're so close. Nonverbal communication includes nobody said yelling.
We were thinking it.
Impressed. 18, we're getting close. Verbal communication is y'all might communicate out loud with oneself. I'm not sure.
Ray, do you communicate with yourself? No, Ray, you don't.
Someone just didn't answer at all.
I didn't know that was an option.
Well, I guess if you wait long enough. Donald must not have answered because he went down a little bit. We only have two more. Which of these is not a purpose of communication? Oh man, look, Thad. There we go.
Boo.
Boo. Oh man, Ryan's winning. One left. Last one. How can substance use affect communication?
Oh, answer too quick.
Yeah, I almost did.
Want to redo.
Let's see who won.
Damn it.
Oh my gosh, third, Ray. Second, Donald. First. Here we go. Brian. Yay! We got one runners up.
Good job, Ryan.
And
Good job.
this is
Good
just
job.
a way to get your students involved. So you can, Kahoots are really easy to make. And your students, they love being on their cell phone. And you can do it on the computer too. But that way it gives a little breakup of the monotony and you can have a little contest. Now, Nicole, are you with us right now? Nicole? See where Nicole went? Nicole? Let me text her. Oh. We're gonna ask her to do something.
I'm here, Michelle. What you need?
I need the breakout, I need 3 breakout rooms.
Okay. You want me to, let me see what we got, 11 people?
We have, let's see. Let me get my people out. We have Brandon, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can have 4 people in each. Well, do we have 12?
I think it's 11.
I think so too. I think I counted
We need to
Peter.
do 4, 4, and 3.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Okay.
Do you want to choose which ones or do you need to choose which ones? I'll just have to tell them what they're doing. Okay, you're going to have a little group activity right now. You're going to work together. Do we choose, are you choosing which people run or what
Yes.
do I do? Okay.
I can choose just randomly.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. Would you want to be in any breakout room or no? Just
Oh, I'm letting them go alone.
okay, gotcha.
And you just tell who's in a breakout room and I'll tell them what they've got to teach me. I'm very excited. Y'all are going to work together and teach us about an instructional design.
Okay, I'm ready to open the rooms now.
Okay, so in room 1 will be the ADDIE model. You're going to teach us when, and I think we'll give you, will 20 minutes be enough, you think? Or that'd be too much?
Oh, we set a time for that.
Yeah, oh, I don't know if you do or not. I've never used breakout rooms before. There's Nicole.
Hey y'all, sorry about that.
That's okay. So we're gonna set up Ron's setting up the breakout rooms.
Yeah, we'll let him do that. He's doing, it looks like you're doing fine, Ron. I can see the room, so everything looks good.
So do we need to put a certain time on it?
We can, or we can just pull them out when we're done. We can keep an eye on the time.
Oh, okay, perfect. Because that way, I think maybe 15 minutes will be enough, you think? 15, 20 minutes for them to work together. So tell me who's in what. Ron, can you tell me who's in what room or do we just throw them in?
Room 1 is Bobckman. Room 1 also is Brandon Ziegler, Donald Lush, and Eduardo.
You are going to be teaching us about the ADDIE model.
You all should have the invite to join your room.
Okay. Did y'all have an invite to join your room?
But don't join it yet, because once you're gone, you're gone. So don't join your room yet.
Okay, room number 2.
Room 2 is Jason King,
Okay,
Juan,
okay,
Marcelo,
okay.
and Peter.
You and your group?
You are going to be teaching me
Dead
about
water.
the Dick and
We
Carry
don't know
model.
what we're doing. 'Cause
You're going to go and you're working as a group and you're going to teach us what the Dick and Carry model of instructional design. You go online to find stuff, but you're working together in a room. Room number 3.
Room 3 is Ray, R. Kent, and Thad.
Okay, room number 3. You are going to teach us about the Kemp's instructional design model. So once You join. I see we've got 2 people in one room. I see you. So you are going to go out in a little group. You are going to work together and you're going to go out online. You're going to find out about the Addy instructional design, group 1. Group 2, the Dick and Carry model, which is an instructional design.
Michelle,
Yes,
can you see me?
I see you.
Okay, so before you said not to go to the group, I went to the group and then I came back. Now I can't get back into it.
Oh, can you, what do we do about that, Ron?
Yeah, I need to be re-invited too.
Because I thought I'd be able to listen to you while I was in the group, and I wasn't. So
I'm sorry, I haven't ever used the room, so we're learning together.
me neither.
All right. No worries. We'll get it done. All right. So Michelle, you finish and then Ron and I will do the rooms.
Yeah, so Camp's instructional model, and that is group 3. Y'all decide how you want to tell us about it. And you can look in your book and you'll see pictures of what they look like. So as you're talking about it, I will bring the picture up and you can talk about the models. So I want you to find out as much as you can and explain it to us.
So Michelle, we have a problem on our group. Luckily, I'm right next to Thad room wise, but me and Eduardo are in a group with Donald. And we didn't hear what the assignment was. And Donald said he had to get off for an emergency phone call. So
Okay, so you still have 2 people in your group?
me and Eduardo, yeah.
Will that be enough or should I throw somebody from one group into theirs? What do you think?
However you want to do it. We just don't know what we're teaching. We joined the room and it just exited our screen from you guys.
Okay, so which room is that?
So Michelle, they're in room 1. So you've got Bob's going to join that room. You've got Brandon and you've got Eduardo. So you got 3 in that room. So that's the Addy model.
Addy model, room 1. So
Okay,
you're
thank you.
working together. Perfect. Hey, I was like, there he is. Group 2, Dick and Carry model. Group 3, Kemp instructional. So we can drag them back when we're ready. I'm going to say for sure 15 minutes. If you need 20, you can text me. Can they text me in the chat? Or do you think, well, let's do 20. And then we'll just see how you do. 20
Yeah,
minutes.
we might have to bring everybody back.
I never got an invite for group 3.
Okay.
Mine just went away.
Okay, I just closed the room so everybody can come back and we can do it over again.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I know who's in each room, so I'll put everybody back in the same room
You're
again.
awesome.
We got this.
Yes,
The
we
joy
do.
of remote learning.
And we're learning together. And when you come back, you're going to teach us about these 3 models.
I want to learn in person.
Now you can take them away, Ron.
Yeah, I'm still sitting in the group.
Because I left the group, I came back and I don't.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, I'm talking to Marcelo.
I can see him on the phone.
I'm trying to get away from the screen. Yeah, I'm just asking if he's in the group or not. Because
No, we're both in limbo.
Okay, Michelle, we want to set the time to 15 minutes?
Yeah, let's set 15 minutes. That'll be plenty.
Okay.
Y'all behave.
Yeah, we as hosts can come in and eavesdrop. So don't talk bad about us.
No, because we'll come in and rip you a new one.
Okay.
All right, is everybody ready now?
Yep, they're
I
ready.
think so, yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
in the. I'm not in there.
He's going to send you an invite.
We're gonna get an invite still.
Oh, got it.
All right, everyone should have their invite.
Bye, 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 bye. Now it's
Good job. Good job, Ronald.
Thanks.
So now you have 15 minutes of rest.
I had Mace on the phone, so I
You can have a snack. You can have some caffeine.
That wasn't so bad. I didn't have to do them over, so that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
you
never
did great.
done this. That's exciting though. I've never done those before. I can't wait to see how it works.
And we really can, like me and Ronald, whoever the host is, can actually join the room so you can record like what's going on in the rooms.
Oh, that's cool too though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna pause. Oh, Ronald, you want to pause the recording?
Sure.
It's just a number.
I know. Look, we got a couple back. Look at them.
Hi.
Up, here comes another one.
We need more time. We didn't get nothing done.
Yeah, we need more time.
We definitely need more time.
We just started putting our stuff together.
We didn't put nothing together.
We're just starting to piece it together.
It felt like 10 minutes. It didn't feel like 20 minutes.
There was no way 20 minutes.
Y'all need just a little bit more time.
Yeah, please.
Probably like another 10 minutes.
Want to put them in a room for 10 minutes, Ron? Hey, some of them didn't even come back.
Well, I think we have to wait for them all to come back.
Oh, we could just send the ones that came back away.
Thanks for that.
So the guys that had the Kemp's instructional design model and they're ready to go, can we go?
Oh.
Oh, we got one group that's ready.
Oh.
Who is not? What group was not ready?
Group 2.
2.
Is it only group 2?
I'm afraid so.
Is groups 1 and 3 okay?
Group 1 needs more time.
Okay, so group 1 needs more time, group 2 needs more time, and group 3 is ready. Is that right?
Well, yeah, we're gonna go
Correct.
for 10 minutes.
Yeah, geniuses.
So is 10 minutes enough?
Should be.
Okay. So
All
Ron,
right.
if you can, take them away.
Sure, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
And I thought we were just getting you back. Good gracious. So they're disappeared again. They won. Is that my group? Oh, they're gone.
He's inviting me to join group room 3. Do I have to leave?
Well, everybody else just went, so that way you can talk to them for a few more minutes.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye. Behave. That's hilarious.
Okay, Donald Lush is the only one that hasn't joined the room yet.
He had to go on a
Okay.
a doctor's call, so
Okay.
he'll probably be gone the whole time they're gone.
Okay.
So when he comes back, we'll just catch him up. I knew he was going to have to go on a doctor's call. So I'll mute and I'll wait 10 minutes. So y'all got 10 more minutes to do something.
blue anymore.
I know, I turned off all the extra lights.
Now I feel black and white.
You do look a little black and white. Hey, that's okay. As long as I'm not an Oompa Loompa, it's okay.
I actually got some sun the other day. It was like 80 degrees here, 82.
It was so pretty here Sunday. And then Monday, it just ruined everything. It got 40 again. I don't like it.
Wow.
But I did just buy a fire pit, one of those gas fire pits. So at least I can use the fire pit.
Nice. You must have caught it on sale because it's spring.
Well, I'm from the home of Lowe's Hardware. And Lowe's Hardware, when they're going to discontinue something, they contribute it to like the Ebenezer House, which helps underprivileged kids.
Cool.
There were 30 box sets of a fire pit and 4 chairs. And they sold them regularly $1,000 for $250. And they gave 30 box sets of them. So my cousin told me while I was home for my birthday, she told me they had those, and I ran over there and bought one. That's a good deal because usually you can't buy a fire pit for that.
That's right.
So it's one of the fire pit tables that has the glass beads in it. It's very pretty. But I mean, the summertime, it's hell here. So I won't be using the fire pit during hail weather. It'll only be on cool nights or just because I think it's pretty. That could happen.
Sure.
But I was very excited about my purchase. So I was glad I'm from the home of Lowe's Hardware, and they give all that stuff. You know, they write it off.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I save $750,
Yeah, because I really wanted one. I'm like, I just don't want to spend that money. And
Right.
but for that price, and the chairs are worth that.
Yeah.
The chairs
right.
are nice. And my neighbor put it together for me. That helped.
You're just spoiled.
I am, and it's okay.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
I am. I'm not even ashamed. Can you tell?
No shame in your game. Yeah.
I'm like, I am. They were so nice. And I told his wife, I said, well, when you come down again to visit, we're going to go out and have a glass of wine and enjoy your husband's hard work. We're going to turn on the fire pit and enjoy his hard work. That's even worse spoiling. We didn't even include him. My dog is very confused about all these people talking. Usually there's no noise during the day. Well, the TV's on just to listen to news every once in a while, but not real news like the Today Show. Not real news. I don't have time for that. That's depressing.
The real fake news?
Yeah. I like the sunny, happy version of news, not the bad fake news.
Canadian news.
Hey.
We're a very happy bunch of people up here in Canada.
I think your news would be better than our news. Probably your news is talking about stupid Americans.
Yeah, sometimes it is. Half of it might be.
Wow, that's great.
I can't really blame you there. So
Hey, listen, Mr. Trump got more airtime some days than COVID did. So
hey, here too.
Yeah.
Especially on the talk shows late night. Bless him. If he could have just kept his mouth shut.
Yeah. He's a
But that's
special person, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's very rich and entitled, so I don't think he knows how to be quiet.
No.
No.
He's one of these people who likes the sound of his own voice.
Oh, there is no doubt about that. I 100% believe. Look at them. The other people have come back. They just look like well, Juan's laughing. Yeah, I'm not even into politics, but bless him. If he could just shut up. Okay, y'all better be ready this time.
We need more time.
Just 10 more minutes.
I'm not falling for that again. That's a one-time gimmick. So now I'm very excited because y'all are going to teach me something. I hope y'all are excited.
I don't know.
And I don't know if y'all are each going to talk or if you designated a talker or what you did. I mean, we'll wait and see what you decided. I'm going to open up so I can see everybody. So my first group, is everybody back? Oh,
I think so, yeah.
Juan is just laughing. He's such a happy. Look how cute he is. He's just over there smiling. And now Brandon's just smiling. I don't think that's a smile on Thad's face. That's like something, a smirk or something. Not sure about that. It's okay. So now, our first one is going to be the Addy model. Ooh. So my Addy group is going to, and you've got it made. I mean, you're just in a little square, so it's not too much pressure. I'm going to keep this on so you can have a diagram. And I'm going to get my little piece of paper so I can talk about y'all. I love talking about y'all. Y'all are so interesting. So my group one. Yes. Are y'all ready to tell me something? And whoever's the talker, or if y'all are sharing the talk, go for it.
All right, we are going to share what I will start it off. So ADDI is actually an acronym for, as you can see on the screen, Analysis, Design, Development, Implementation, Evaluation. It was actually created at Florida State University during the 70s for the military, which is kind of neat, I thought. So this whole design is made to actually go in a structure and complete one phase before you actually move on to the next phase. And the way this starts is with the analysis part of it. And the analysis is the instructional goals, respond to competency gaps caused by lack of knowledge and skills, and state desired outcomes of successful course completion. You want to target your audience characteristics, and then we require resources like content, technology, facilities, and the human aspect of it. And potential delivery methods are determined. And that's pretty much your analyze portion of it.
Cool.
Who's going to be the next one for design?
I guess I can start. I don't see what's his name? You know, the ADDI is a model design that it looks to me like got developed more for adult people, you know, back on the days. On the design part, you know, what we find over here, the stage focuses on identifying the learning objects for the course and how materials will be created and designed. Another part said you define the problem and and you find the solution too. So that's part of the.
And then you got development.
Development. Yeah, the development refers to the creation of content, you know, including whether to develop in-house or outsource, clearance for third-party materials, you know, recording videos or audio, loading of content into our website or LMS too. So we can use, I guess, any type of videos, any type of that we can find on the websites, you know, in order for us to teach any type of lesson that we got to do, you know, with everybody. Yeah. I don't know where who is the other guy? He stepped out, I think, for a minute.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So development, right? I mean, I couldn't really hear you there, Eduardo.
Yeah. So you got to
Okay,
go to implementation. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the implement is the learning solution by preparing the learning space and engaging participants. Participation engagement begins with notification and enrollment, followed by pre-course communication and interaction with newly developed learning resources, and then preparation for an instructor-led course. Identifies and schedules qualified individuals to act as facilitators and take part in the train-to-trainer workshop.
Evaluate would be our next one. It is the quality of learning resources and how well they accomplish instructional goals. Formative evaluation is conducted prior to implementation in order to determine whether the quality of learning resources satisfies the standards established in the design phase. Summative evaluation is conducted after implementation, generally at 3 levels. Level 1, perception, measures degree of participant satisfaction. You have your level 2, learning, measures acquisition of knowledge and skills. And then your level 3, performance, measures transfer of newly acquired knowledge and skills to an actual work environment. And that would be it. That would be our.
And what is what's a little summary you think? What have you just say? What did you think of it? Just a little summary of it?
They say it's a little more flexible than other models, but not the most flexible. It's been used for years, so it's good.
Okay. So who is our next? Of course, we're going to talk about each one of these after, so you don't have to worry. We're going to talk a little bit more in detail after. So next would be
Group 2. Group 2 would be next. Dick and Carey model. All right, this model is a little bit more complicated. We found about 9 basic, things in this model, though, to try to take this thing off. Dick and Carey were actually, I read about it, they were college, I think, basketball coaches. They were college coaches. But the first 2 things, the first thing you want to do in a Dick and Carey model is you want to identify goals and objectives that you want to teach. The second is find out what he or she knows, the people that you're teaching.
The third is you want to get to know your students. And the fourth step is how to complete the tasks that you ask of them.
And then the 5th one is you come up with a test, just so you can know what they know, basically. And then the 6th one is create an instructional strategy, how to teach them stuff.
And then 6, can you hear me?
Yeah, 7.
7?
Yeah.
7.
7.
So 7, develop and select structural materials, tools, and exercise to deliver media that should be decided once you have. Some of it would include face-to-face, facilitate our online learning, and then develop or conduct a formative evaluation, kind of on this can be obtained through review, testing, and exam. And you also get feedback obtained. Feedback should be obtained, used to just to see how it went, and also to develop and conduct just to see if the skills have increased because of it, because of what you've been teaching, and how also whether perhaps the business itself, if they notice any benefits that came from it. That's pretty much it.
Cool. So anybody got anything else to say about that one before we move on?
Well, it's a lot more in depth than the Addy, that's for sure.
Yes, a lot more steps.
More steps.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we are going to move on to Kemp's instructional design model.
Okay, so we have the Kemp's instructional design model. Kemp model is an innovative approach to instructional design. It's useful for the development of large-scale programs. It's also known as the Morrison or Ross model. It has a non-linear structure compared to the other models. And it basically encompasses 9 interrelated components. And this differs from the Dick and Carey model in that it has a circular structure and it's not in line like theirs was. And it is more detailed than the Addy model. It's a continuous cycle that requires constant planning, design, development, and assessment to ensure effective instruction. And I think Thad's going to go over some of the elements now, along with Ray.
With the design of the Kemp's instruction, what it does is it has 4 essential elements defined as the basic framework. These elements they concentrate on the learner, the objectives, the methods, and evaluations. And including the needs and characteristics of the learner, instructional resources and support services, the learner assessment, evaluation tools, and methods. These tasks coincide with, the 4 essential elements to find the basic framework. What the basic framework of these elements. The circular approach guides the designers to take perspectives of the learner, so that the learner's overall goals, needs, and priorities, and the constraints are taken into consideration when designing these instructional solutions. They have 9 key components of the Kemp instructional design, which Ray is going to talk about now.
Thanks, Thad. I do have the 9 components. One of the things that's stressed is that it does have the 4 integral parts: students' objectives, methods, and evaluation, but there's interdependencies. Our model that we researched is circular to kind of show that some of the things can be addressed simultaneously. They could be addressed individually or not at all. So the 9 design elements of the Kemp model are: determine the specific goals and instructional issues, identify the characteristics and needs of the learners that should be taken into account, clarify the course content, analyze the proposed task components in a relationship to the set goals. Number 4 is define the instructional objectives and learning outcomes. 5 would be ensure the content for each component of instruction is sequentially and logically presented. 6, design instructional strategies to enable learners to master the content and achieve the learning outcomes. 7 is plan the instructional message and the appropriate mode of delivery. 8, develop the evaluation instruments suitable for measuring and assessing learners' progress toward achieving the course objectives. And number 9 is choose the appropriate resources that will support the teaching and learning activities. So our summary was that it's different because it's nonlinear and important in its flexibility. It's not a very rigid model, and it promotes fluidity and bouncing back and forth in the planning and implementation process. So that's all we had on that.
Awesome. So we are going to talk about these. Now, the key is really all of those, the instructional designs are the same thing. They're just different ways to approach it. Some of these they break it down more, but they're all the same process. And believe it or not, as this one, it's just they add more steps to it. They break it down each little square, but they all go back to the same thing. You're going to analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. So these are the same thing too. It's just they call them different things and they break them down into sections. And this one too, it's all about an ongoing process, because in the evaluation, which is the end of all of them, you find out what worked and what didn't work. And then you're going to have to start the cycle over, because you're going to analyze, see how you need to teach, see what needs to be taught. Then you design it. Then you're going to develop how you're going to teach it. Then you actually teach it, and then you evaluate, see what worked, what didn't, and then you go all over. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's an ongoing process, and some of these I'm not sure work the way they're explained, that you can take them out of order. Especially, I think it's the Kemp that say in no certain order. But it seems to me that when you're planning, some of these would have to be in order. Just in my point of view, you couldn't jump out and do one part if you didn't know what you were going to teach. When you're going in, if you weren't sure, how could you go create something till you really have a good plan of what needs to be taught? Who are you going to teach? So all of these are set up. I'm not sure about how they say you can jump in and out. I think that would be hard. What do y'all think?
Agree. Yeah.
Because you can just go any direction you want. I think that would be harder. I guess you could if you could see the big picture. But to me, it seems like you really need to break it down and see from time to time and keep it in a sort of order. So the planning and the revision, and as well as I do, all of you that have taught, revision is forever. And it might be something out of our control. A new law, a new rule, a new product. Something happened and they realized something couldn't be used anymore. Lead paint was great. It lasts a long time. It's wonderful. And then you find out it's dangerous and you have to have precautions. So all of this is ongoing. And that's why we're forever in a job as a trainer, because forever things are changing. So not only are things changing, we have to learn to keep in touch with it. And that way we can teach the next group. So when we start talking about a needs assessment, that is the very first thing. That's what keeps us in a job too. Because a needs assessment is when you find there's a need, then we got to train for it. And a needs assessment is when they go out, and you probably all have dealt with this on the job, in life in general. There's a problem. Something's not working right. You've got to go, like if you have a leak, you have to go find where the leak is, find out where the leak is. Then you got to find out why there's a leak. And then you find out how to fix it. So that's the needs assessment, is you go find what the need is. And the need is what we're going to have to do to train to get it fixed. Sometimes it can be something small. Sometimes it can be detailed. You might have to get a lot of input on it. Or it might be something you can figure out easily. Am I going to have to do a day training? Is 30 minutes going to get it? But all of that is what a needs assessment is. It is the method of determining if a training need exists, and if it does, what training is required to fill the gap. And then, you have to identify all of those problems. What is the problem? What would fix the problem? Who is going to be involved with that? Who's going to train? Who needs to be trained? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So you're continuously doing needs assessment on life in general. There's always some kind of need. Then you realize there's a gap between what should be happening and what is happening. What should be working, and it could be environmental, you can find out. It could be a lack of training. It could be, oh wow, one, woo, he's giving me a little woo rush there. We're going in a little circle. He took me for a ride in the I was looking at him, then all of a sudden I'm spinning. So
My kitchen table chairs are not that comfortable.
oh, that's fine. I'm like, wait a minute. You're making me spin, and I promise I'm not doing any drugs or drinking. I promise. So all of those are for needs assessment. We're going to talk about what, who, where, when, why, how. Answer questions. Why? Well, why do we need a training? And that's what, when we need to fix something, you're going to have to say, oh, well, why do we need this? What's it going to do? Of course, that'll come in. You've got to get everybody involved. And there's always that financial aspect. How much is this going to cost us? Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be worth more in the long run? Because, you know, it's sometimes training costs, but is it going to save you money in the long run to keep from having accidents for some kind of defect? You know, there's how things are supposed to work and how they do work are totally different. Anybody have that problem before with a certain product or with your apprentices, how they're supposed to work and how they do work? That sometimes there's a gap there. And that doesn't mean, you know, maybe it's a gap that we forgot to teach them something, or maybe it's something that wasn't easy for them to understand. We're not even talking about the ones that are just lazy. We don't ever have those. Never. Never have lazy students.
Never.
And so the process, you identify the problem, you determine how you're going to fix it, what the design is, collect data, analyze data, provide feedback. And this is just on the needs. Why is there a problem? You're the one that they send out to find out why there's a problem. Normally, we're not the ones that have to figure it out. We're the ones that have to come up with the training with a solution. But someone will have to go out and determine what the problem is and collect data. And you've got to have proof of why you think this training is going to work and why we need it. Again, everything goes back to money, and you know it's true. Is it going to be worth what it's going to cost? You have to sell it. Is this going to help us? Is this going to prevent all these accidents we keep happening, or all of these structural failures? It's a lot of different things that can be. And I am not going to go into the quantitative and qualitative, but you can read this. This is a handout, and it just gives you a little bit more information on what a needs assessment can be. If it's real in depth or if it's something just quick, how you would find out. And you have to figure out too, how do you know which assessment tool to use? If you're going to be the trainer, how much detail are you going to need to teach them? Is it going to cost a lot of money, or is it going to cost a small amount of money? Is it going to take a lot of time? You have to make sure you really know what you're talking about if you're going to go in and you're going to train somebody on something new that in the end is supposed to fix the problem. And OSHA comes up with these for us a lot, because if there's an accident that happens and they realize, hey, there's a need, this keeps happening, why is this happening, and what can we do to fix it? You know that OSHA, and for those of you that are not OSHA, you still have your own version, my Canadians, that they're all built on accidents, on deaths, unfortunately. That's what all of that book is built on, things that happen that were unforeseen that we have to go back and train on, because we can't plan for everything. I think if nothing else in the past year, we have learned you cannot plan for everything. Never in a million years would I have thought of what's gone on in the past year. I felt like this is sort of like a science fiction movie. Not a very good one. Maybe a B science fiction movie, not one of the better ones. And it's all reality of things that I never thought we would be teaching virtual only. I never thought I'd wear a mask all the time, but you do. So you can't plan for everything. So again, needs assessment, and these are different ways of tools that you can go in. Data analysis, that's where someone has to get all that information. You go out and you get surveys and interviews. You can do focus groups, persona, creating of what you think might have happened. That goes even with use case. There's a lot of case studies, and that's sort of what we talked about in Teaching Tech 1. I'm sure you remember that all of these are tools that you can use also when we're teaching. So when we move on, I'm not going to make you watch the examples because you've already took some time to work together, but you can go to any of these links. I know where you are, it will be actually, you'd have to type it in unless they have this on the LMS, but you can go in and look at all of these needs assessment examples. But I think we find, and I'm not going to make you develop because I think, do you understand what a needs assessment is? Pretty much. All it is, there's something that's going wrong. We have to go figure it out. That's the need. We need to fix this. We need a training. We need something that's fixing a problem. That's what a needs assessment is. You go find out what the need is, and then we have to find out how to fix it. Simple. Just like all that stuff you told me about just a few minutes ago, the Addy and the Dick and Carry, all of those are parts of how you come up with the training. Next, Icebreaker. And for those of you that can't get on to, can you get on the LMS? Can everybody get on the LMS? I mean, you don't need to right now, but I'm just curious. Can you get on the LMS still?
Yes.
Yes.
Should be able to.
Yes.
For those
Yes.
of you that haven't been on with the class, there is the Instructor Lounge, and you can just click on it and you'll have to be accepted to it. Simple. And then they'll accept you. And I don't think they might not accept you until tomorrow, but when they do, you're going to go out and find that Icebreaker.
And put it in there.
Yeah, or an Energizer, and you're just going to go in and you're going to put it under, there's a group for us for teaching techniques, and you just go in and put it in. Simple. Do any of y'all need a quick bathroom break?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and take about 5-6 minutes. Go to the bathroom.
Great job.
Hey, thanks.
What'd you say, Marcelo?
No, I said when that happens, that's when you need to learn how to move on into something else. So they're kind of like, but nicely though, there's ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, and there's some of them you're never gonna win no matter what. They're just there. I don't even know why they come to class. I've thought that a lot. I'm like, why are you even here? You're not trying to learn anything. You're wasting everybody's time. But of course, I probably have said it before, but I shouldn't. But I mean, there's some that no matter what you do, you just can't win. Anybody had one of those? And sometimes when you put them in their place and talk to them, it works. But I'm not going to say it works for all of them because it doesn't always work. I'm not even going to put that lie out there. That's like the lie, there is no dumb question. That's not true either. I mean, we can't say it's dumb, but you know that's not true. There are dumb questions. And usually they're questions that have absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about. They just think it's hilarious to interrupt you. So that's the ones. So now we got everybody back. Y'all don't look any more energized than you did before. What's up with that? Oh, one's got coffee. I switched to water. I'd had too much caffeine. So now we're going to goals. A goal. That's a broad definition of students' competence. It's a big goal. What is the goal at the end? What's the goal? Objective. And a statement of what the learner will know, understand, or be able to do as a result of a learning activity. Like today is an activity. we're doing PowerPoint, we're doing day one. The objectives that we talked about at the first should be what you know at the complete end of day one, have an idea about. That's an objective. Then you get to learning outcome. That's a detailed description of what a student must be able to do on the conclusion of a course, not just the activity, just not a day, but at the whole course. That could even be an example of what they'll know at the end of their apprenticeship. Depends on how you put it in. But objective is just that one activity. What will they know after this day? A learning outcome is what they will know once we finish the whole training. Does that make sense? And a goal is very broad, a broad definition of what the student's going to be able to, their competence. That's a goal we're going to get to, but really is objective after the activity, and learning outcome is what they'll know at the end. So when we go in, it says, what are the differences between goals, learning outcomes, and objectives? Well, that's what we were just talking about. And when we go into goal, I'm moving you around. Do you see yourself on there, or do you still see the picture? What do you see on the screen?
Both.
You see y'all? Look how cute y'all are. Whoop. I'm going to move y'all over to the side because I need to see my other screen. So now for the goal. Here we go. So it says a goal, and that's the student will be competent in critical questioning and analysis. So they should have an idea, you know, what the training is about. What is their apprenticeship? They have an idea what the goal is. What's the goal of your apprenticeship? Objective is at the conclusion of the course, the student will gain an understanding of the historical influence throughout art history. So this, I don't know why it's art history, but that's what they'll know after that one class inside the whole curriculum. The learning outcome, when shown a print, students will be able to identify its historical period and the influence and the major historical events had on the artist and his print. So when they go into apprenticeship, the objective, at the conclusion of this course, students will know how to use, learn how to use the bazooka that day. I mean, I know that's vague, but they're learning how to use the bazooka. Now, at the end of the outcome, their learning outcome, they should be able to see the differences between one tool opposed to another tool. They should be able to see what a clean line is. You know, there's so many different things that they'll be able to just, you know, if you're a painter or if you're a glazer or if you're drywall, you'll be able just to look at something and know if it's right or not. Know what you need to use on a wall. So the learning outcome was they'll have a better knowledge and how to make decisions about their job. Does that make sense? So when you're starting out, you have, oh, bless the little apprentices that have no prior knowledge. They'll have an idea. I'm going to be a painter. Oh, yeah. They have an idea. They're going to be a painter. Well, there's a whole lot more to painting than just getting a brush and slapping some paint on the wall. There's a lot more to it than that. So when they first start, that may be what they think. But as they go in for the classes and learn about the objectives, and then they learn the learning outcome, they're going to have a better knowledge and understanding of what all's involved. Hopefully, after they get done with all your classes, they're going to have a really good idea. You can't teach them everything. There's no way. But you can get them a good basics for how to learn things on their own. They will be learning forever. Now this, I say this is funny because the answers are in your book. So every time I do this, I'm like, there's not a lot of sense because you can tell me and look at your book and tell the answer. The student will work. Y'all always make 100. It's magic. So we'll just go over the first few. Like the student will work effectively as a team leader. What is that? A goal, objective, or a learning outcome?
It's a goal. A goal.
Oh, you're so smart. How about students will be able to explain the process of preparing a wall for painting?
Objective.
Y'all are so smart. Y'all can read in everything. Now the next. Students will know the qualities of a good trainer.
A goal, definitely a goal.
I'm like, y'all got it in your book. Y'all making me sad. Y'all can't even cheat. Well, what's up with y'all? So now at the conclusion of this session, students will be able to explore the attitudes and values that may affect trainer bias in the classroom.
Learning outcome.
Objective. Hey, that was close, but it says,
I'm trying not to read the book.
hey, I'm proud of you. At least you made an effort. The rest of them are just cheating. And then some of them aren't even saying anything at all. At least you made an effort.
In my
So-
defense, I don't want to be that student. In my defense.
Okay, precious. Precious. So at the conclusion of this session, so that's just saying like at the conclusion of one little training. That's the hint there. And then on hearing a musical selection, you'll be able to identify examples of chamber music, not me, and the form, texture, and makeup of the ensemble.
Learning outcome.
Learning outcome.
There's a
Right.
learning outcome because I cheated this time.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You go ahead and cheat. But that's something they should know once they finish the whole curriculum. They're not going to know that after one class. Just like there's so much to all your jobs, there's no way they're going to be able to really differentiate between what they should and should not do until like the end. And then some, I'm going to skip this. We're not going to do every one of these, but it just so you could read them and get an idea of different outcomes, goals, and objectives. So, but y'all can cheat on your own. So now, how to write a learning objective. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is in all your trainings to have an objective. One, a learning objective, it will keep you on task and make sure you cover exactly what you tell them they have to know at the end of the class. If you don't cover it, how are they going to know? So it keeps you on task. You've got to cover enough material that they understand what their learning outcome is. And that gives them an idea of what they should pay attention to. Hey, at the end, you need to know how to do this, this, and this. Well, hopefully, in the real world, if they were awake for that learning objective, they know they've got to pay attention to the information that they must be able to complete at the end of the training. That's a nice thought. So it says cognitive, affective, and we're not worried about that. So the end is they have the knowledge and skills to be able to perform what they're supposed to at the end of a training. So at the conclusion of this model, students will be able to outline effective strategies. I still don't know why this is in there for managing nutrition complications in HIV infected patients. So effective interests, attitudes, and values. At the conclusion of this segment, participants will be able to remain objective in their response to a trainee's challenging behavior. So this is just different things that they've got to be able to do. That's interests, attitudes, and values. You want to keep, well, we want to keep them interested, but it's stuff that goes with the objective. When they have the physical skills at the end that we have told them at the beginning, they should be able to do. First thing, we tell them, this is what expectations are for the class. This is what you need to do. You've got to show up. You've got to be here. You've got to do the work. Next, this is what you will know at the end of the day. You should be able to, at some level, be able to do this work. Does that make sense? So if you don't tell them what to expect from them, or give them an idea where you're going with the training, then you can lose them. I don't know about any of you, but I've been to a training where they tell me exactly what I'm going to learn, and then they don't teach me at all. And I'm so frustrated. I'm like, that's why I came to this training. I'm supposed to be learning this, and y'all aren't even talking about what we're supposed to be, what you're supposed to learn. And then if they gave me a test on what I was supposed to learn and I hadn't been taught, that makes me even more frustrated. So make sure you tell them, this is what I expect from you, and you tell them what they should expect from me also. This is what I'm going to do. This is what you expect from me, and this is what I expect from you. And then make sure they know what your training is going to consist of. And writing objectives, it says how to write a good learning objectives. You have to consider your audience. You know, Thad, we've even talked about when they use great big words that most people don't even know what they're saying. Why would you, what's that going to do? All that's going to do is make your student feel stupid, because you're going to use big words, or you're not considering that your audience is apprentices and you're talking to them like they're journeymen. You're using jargon. You're using how y'all love to use letters. And so when you first started, they told me, well, you're going to get your DOT. Well, to me, DOT is Department of Transportation when I first started here, because that's the only DOT I'd ever heard of. Make sure you think about your audience. Don't tell them things that they could not possibly understand at the start, using a bunch of jargon. And y'all have been doing this a long time. There's my y'all, my Southern. So you know your stuff. These, not necessarily even kids, I call them kids, but they may be older people coming into the trade. Just because they're older doesn't mean they understand. They could be coming from a totally different job. So they have never done this before. Make sure you think about who is your audience. If you're talking to painters and you're using glazer jargon that you understand, you're going to lose them and probably make them mad. But so make sure you think about your audience. Think about behavior. What do you want them to be able to do? That's why when we were talking about sexual harassment, that's a behavior that we see after they get back on the job site, if they actually learned what they were supposed to in the class. Now, they're going to answer the questions exactly the way we expect them to when they're taking the test. Of course, they're not going to say what exactly the opposite of what they've been taught this whole day or week. They're going to say what you want them to hear. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. Y'all, anybody have children? And y'all have children? If you do, or girlfriends, or anybody like that, that tells you what you want to hear, doesn't always mean they're telling you the truth. They tell you what they know you want to hear. They're smart. So students are the same way. We want to see what the behavior is, not just what they tell us they learn. Standard, what do you expect of them? I mean, are you going to be able to expect 100% accuracy after 30 minutes training? Probably not after 30 minutes. And so I'm waving hi. I can't see who that is, but I'm waving at him anyway.
Yeah, this is our BMST, Chris Geronimos.
Yeah, I couldn't see. He's got the mask. Hi.
Just likes to come in and scare me in my room.
Oh,
He walks
man.
like the wind. You can't ever hear him.
Yeah, he did sneak in there. Especially now that everybody's wearing those masks, we all look like a bunch of muggers or thieves getting ready to rob a bank. So now, standard. You can't expect 100% accurate, like I said, accuracy after a 30-minute training. None of us, even though, for those of you, if anybody has a photographic memory, you may be the difference. But most of us do not have a photographic memory. So you're not going to, your standard is what you expect. Now you're going to have a higher standard once you get to the overall outcome than you did for like a one little day training. You're going to expect more from them at the end. That's another thing what you can think about when it's detailed of what you're going to know. Think about, is this something that I'm just going to know a basic understanding, or is it really detailed that I have knowledge of this subject? That'll help you decide which one it is too. Condition. What conditions? Is there going to be a time? Is there going to be a certain place? Even is there going to be a certain tool they have to use? So all of these you think about, is it something, a memorization they have to do? is that things they're going to have to know without help. So all of these are conditions that would be involved with an objective. Again, objectives are so important. And at the completion of training, the participant will be able to correctly identify on a visual model or real person the 4 areas of the body which bear identifiable ridge structure. So now you've got the participant, that's who it is. They're going to be able to identify and correctly the visual model or real person 4 areas, and they should know all this at the completion of training. So you have all the elements right there, and they're even colored in. And I know it's medical. I don't know why we have medical in there. I think if I don't forget every time, I think we need to change it to more trade specific just to make it easier to understand. He's like, yes, we do. Hey, you need to know what the 4 areas of the body which bear identifiable ridge structure is. I don't know, but you might. So the audience, behavior,
Sounds good.
Identify, standard, this is to what standard you're expecting, and the condition is when you expect this. So that makes it all come together. Make sense? Jason said it made sense. There, Juan, yeah, Hope y'all sleeping. How you doing back there? How you doing down there, Thad? You behaving? Oh, you said you're good.
I'm good. I'm good.
I could read your lips. Don't you worry. So now I'm good. And when you're writing objectives, and a lot of you are going to get these trainings already pre-done. And just like the ones on the LMS, they're already preset for you have objectives. But sometimes, depending on your area, you might have to change a little bit, because Donald's not going to be talking about his class about OSHA. He's not going to say, hey, and go all this detail OSHA, because it's not something they're going to need to know. So if there's something on there that's specific to OSHA, he might change the wording to what it's specific for him. But when you're writing SMART objectives, you want to make sure they're specific. As again, know your audience, make sure they're concise and make sense, if only. Measurable, how are you going to measure it? Achievable, don't make it so hard there's no way they can get to the goal. That's a waste. Results oriented, there's got to be some way we can decide if they got to the desired performance, whether it be a test or if it's a hands-on and they have to model it for you and show you. And time bound. There's a certain amount of time you have to have your training in, and a certain amount of time you have to do the presentation or whatever they're showing you. And you tell them, hey, at the end of this training, you should know this. You give them exactly what you expect of them. I always say, make sure they know where you are. So is your objective SMART? At the completion of the training, that's the time-bound part. Correctly identify, action-oriented. Visual model or real person, the 4 areas. That's specific, measurable, and reasonable information they should know. Bullseye. They got it figured out. So all of those are exactly what we talked about with SMART. And they put the nice colors on there so we could tell what goes with what. So I'm not going to make you write objective right now. I know that breaks your heart. Don't cry. So now when we go in for an instructional plan. Now, a instructional plan, it says program overview or outline, and a structural guide is the second part. So when it tells you a program overview or outline, I say an instructional plan is a good thing to know, just to have a little outline of what you're going to cover. I also say, this is terrible though, if you have an overview or an outline instructional plan, if you got hit by a bus, just a little bus, not hurt real bad, but just enough where you couldn't come to work, you could have that instructional plan. Yeah, not real bad, just a little tiny bus. So just a little pain where maybe you sue somebody and get rich. So you're the person that's taking your place can use this instructional plan to come in and teach when you're not available. So it is not detailed at all It's just little points of what you got to do. And part 2, instructional guide, that's just a little bit more instructions for the person that would take your place or to remind you. Because when you teach something once and you don't have to teach it again and just say next year, it's hard to remember. After you've taught many years, it's pretty easy to remember. But when you first start, if you haven't taught something 6 months to a year, you may not remember everything there is that you covered. So it's good to have a little plan, and it's good to have this that you can add notes to, something that doesn't work. Like if you have this plan and you start teaching something, you're like, oh man, that didn't make any sense to anybody. It didn't work out for me. I need to change it up. That's what you would do. And that will happen. So instructional guide, time frames. When you say time frames, content outline, training aids and materials, and training notes. And that's just, again, a little bit more information in detail. So next, and we're going to talk about these more tomorrow. That's why it's very basic. So what you're going to do, everybody should have the book now, right? I don't even know what time it is. I'm at 3:49. I did pretty well. You are going to tonight, you are going to read chapter 1, needs assessment, and chapter 6, write an instructional plan. We are going to go over this in class, and it says you can use exhibit 6.2 instructional plan, and that's one of your handouts, and it's in your book. So I want you to make sure you read this information. Everybody okay with that? You know what your homework is tonight, right? Y'all live. Icebreaker, we're not having that. You're going to put that on the Instructor's Lounge. You successfully completed day 1. You haven't yet, but we're close. So now I'm going to unshare, and we're going to talk just a moment. So let me go back and unshare, if I can. Maybe. Stop share. Okay. Now, I'm going to look at my expectations and make sure I covered everything we needed to for day 1. For day 1, you had, pretty simple. You went in and we did the Addie, the Dick and Carry, and the campus instructional design. We talked about needs assessment, and we talked about goals, objectives, and learning outcomes. I do want you to do the icebreakers, and if you don't get the icebreakers done tonight, that's okay. I'm going to read it at the end of the 3 days, unless somebody wants to do one first thing in the morning. If you get first thing in the morning at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, first thing in the morning. So if one of you want to do the icebreaker tomorrow when we start, tell me and I'll let you do one instead of me doing one. I do want you to read chapter 1 and chapter 6. Y'all live?
So we just have, as far as the icebreaker goes, you just want us to put it on the Instructor Lounge. What, have us just come up with something and put it
Go
on.
online and find one, or you can use one that you already use.
Okay.
So that's totally up to you. I won't know the difference. So I won't know if you already do it or if you found it online. So you just go in. Now for you two that don't know how to use the instructor, I'm like, I won't know. On the instructor, can you get, who's over there misbehaving? Jason, who's behind you?
Frankie, I mean, Dad's so intimidating looking. I'm curious what his icebreaker would be.
What's up with Frankie Jones?
Dad, tell Frankie to leave you alone. Frankie, quit being a bully.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't allow bullying in this class.
I forgot that they had bullying back in my day, so I know we can't do that now.
Hey, that's over now. Those days are over, dude. Watch the millennial video. Frankie laughed at it, Thad. I don't know what your people.
Did he? Did he like it? Good.
He did. I don't know what was wrong with your people.
Oh, it was rough. I'm telling you, that's like the worst feeling on the planet.
Oh,
I'm here to tell. I don't know if anyone. I don't know if these other guys been there, but when you hit that and you go through, like you do through your introductions and then you figure you go hit it, it had to be funny. I mean, it was funny. Everyone watched it. Nothing. I got nothing.
I've done death by PowerPoint, which I thought was freaking hilarious. It was so funny. And I had some people sitting there like, this is stupid. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? You have no sense of humor.
Way too
It's
serious.
not your fault. Something's wrong with them.
Did you guys think that was funny?
Yeah, something's
Yeah,
wrong with
I
them.
guess it was
Hey,
funny.
we laughed. We must be easily amused. We all laughed. We thought it was funny.
I did.
I don't know. Something's wrong with them. Something. You want me to say, like y'all say about us, them damn Northerners, that's what's wrong. I always talk about us slow Southerners, so it must be that. Okay. Maybe you never know. So we have Marcelo and we also have Peter. So when you go on to the LMS, you'll see do you see the Instructor Lounge?
Yeah.
And I just want you to click on it and you fill out the little thing and then they'll approve you by tomorrow.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that because right now you can't even put anything in there till you're approved.
So we'll be approved. We'll be approved tomorrow, not today.
You might be approved today. I'll have to I'll send an email, or Ron might be able to tell somebody, or Nicole might be able to tell somebody. Because
Okay.
usually when we're in class, they approve you pretty fast.
Okay.
So we'll find out. So is everybody good? Did you learn anything today?
Yes.
My brain hurts. I learned so much.
Oh,
Thank you for sharing.
precious. Poor little fella.
Your brain hurts from Frankie Jones, probably.
I got a lot on my plate.
Well, I'm letting you out. Don't tell anybody, but 4 minutes early. I'm trying to be generous today.
We're on overtime right now.
Right.
Oh,
like her at all.
Oh, man. So y'all go have a wonderful day. Make sure you do your homework and we'll come back and learn more tomorrow.
Yay.
Yay. Bye. Thank you for everything.
You have 4 names on your little box.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, Diane, Mike, Michelle, Sawyer, Cooper.
I know, and my 4th name's dropping off May 19th.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna leave on that note.
It happens to the best of us.
Right, me too.
Names on May 19th.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Right. See you tomorrow.
Have a good
Bye.
night, guys. Yep.
Good night.
See you guys.
Bye. 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 I think it's just me and Ron
Right.
here. Bye. Ron, you still there?